Hello and welcome to my video, Emma's Life in Norfolk. So I start this video with a quick tour of my garden in the sunshine. As I'll tell you in a moment, it is bright but cold. You can see my bird bath has started working again after I cleaned it all out and fixed it. And I really just wanted to show you where I am at the start of the video before I start doing any sort of tidying and sorting. You can see my flowering raspberry is now beginning to flower. You can see lots of plants starting to grow and really respond to the change in seasons. You'll also see that I show the area at the end of my garden, the working part of my garden, before I really start much work. So you can see what a muddle it is. And although I don't clear it up completely, I do make some significant improvements. I've got a big pile of things to get rid of, big pile of things to put in the bin once I've got space in my bin. And also some things that I just managed to just tidy up and put away really. So I did spend quite a lot of time in the garden today, sorting through things. Still got loads more to do, but it's such a lovely time to try and get things done and sorted and cleared out and improved. You'll see in my greenhouse, and I do a lot of work tidying up my greenhouse because there's a lot of weeds, there's a lot of moss, so I do need to give my greenhouse a good weed and clear out and sort. My lupins are doing absolutely beautifully. I'm so happy with those, really happy, and as they get bigger and stronger I will then put them out into my garden. You can see nothing has happened yet with the cuttings that I've taken. It's a bit early yet. But hopefully they will start sprouting and shooting. But sometimes cuttings for whatever reason just don't take. But first of all, the growth will come from the roots. The roots will start hopefully growing, and then you'll see signs of life from where the leaves and shoots are. I show you the little bit of my vegetable garden, but there's lots of pots and things to sort out there. And then I'm now going to talk through what my plan is today while on this video.
Welcome to Emma's Life in Norfolk. This is my channel where I talk about my garden, the things that I do in Norfolk and other things that I get up to. So today is a beautiful sunny day in Norfolk, really nice, but it's quite cold. I've got a t-shirt on and my hoodie on, and I'm thinking that I might go and get my garden coat. It does feel lovely and sunny and bright, but certainly there's a crispness in the air, and I think possibly we did have a frost last night. So you can see this is the bed that I cleared a lot back over the last sort of couple of weeks. There's quite a few other things that I want to do in this bed, and I just want to talk to you about those. So firstly, some of the plants are really crowding around other plants. So I've got a geranium there. That's really kind of taking over part of my lupins, which you know lupins are one of my favourite. I've got a couple of unknown plants there which I think could possibly be weeds, so I need to identify those. I really like how my Fatsia is getting on, but if you look behind it, I can't think of the name of that yellow plant, so I'm not very good with names. That's a plant which is very popular amongst bird keepers. If anyone remembers the name, please drop it in the comments. But they're very close to each other. You can see my tree is getting affected because everything's so close. My tree's now not having time to kind of, or space to be able to grow. I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at designing height at the back and lower down at the front, and I think it's because I buy a lot of the plants that are small, and then obviously it takes a while for things to get established. By the time they get established, and they're not quite in the right place, or they're too close together. But a number of you have said to me how you move plants on a regular basis, so maybe I just need to do more of that. So a couple of jobs I'm going to do today. I really want to try and tidy up my working area. So a few of you have said about the pots and kind of putting them all together, getting rid of some pots because I've probably got too many, and just making an area where I can actually start putting my vegetables in when I want to. So I'm going to go and do that now. So you've seen this area before. This is my working area. You can see it's quite untidy, so lots to sort out, things that need to be moved about. As many of you know, I don't find it easy to be tidy. I'm getting better, But there's a whole number of things that I've just seen how other people naturally put things in order. I'm not very good at that. I'm also not very good at getting rid of things. So if I look at a certain pot and think, oh, that has got a bit more life, but somebody else would just put it straight into landfill, then I want to keep hold of it in order to keep on using it to get the maximum use out of it, given all the energy that's gone into creating the item. But what I'm going to concentrate on today is sorting out this area, tidying up this area. Now, there's a few things that I need to cut back. So this is my lilac. I love my lilac. And I've got a laburnum here, which looks absolutely stunning when it flowers. But I'm going to cut back some of this. So my privet has come out onto my cold frame, which I'll show you in a minute. And there's some other things kind of, it's all gotten a bit of a muddle. So I think I'm going to sort out an area for all of my big pots and sort out an area for all my smaller pots. If a pot is badly damaged or cracked, then I am going to be ruthless and put it in the bin. I also want to get out my cold frame. Now, I don't think that's a great place for my cold frame. And I'm thinking about moving my cold frame over to the side of where my greenhouse is. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Okay, so I'm going to have a clear out and organise some of these pots. I do find it quite hard to know where to even start, but that's not very good soil in that, so I'm going to empty that out. And I might just start putting the pots on there for a bit. What I don't really want to do is move the pots from one place to the other without some sort of sense of organisation. Oops, nearly broke something. Now I am going to start, you can look out on my channel for this. I'm going to start my compost heap again. Now, the reason I stopped composting was because we had chickens and the compost bin encouraged them. When they could no longer get the food, because we were very careful with how we stored it and how we fed the chickens, they then went for the compost bin. And I think the whole of Norfolk, I'm not frightened of them, but the whole of Norfolk heard me scream when I opened the lid of the compost bin. I'm sorry to anybody who's listened to me that doesn't like rats. And literally it was sitting inside. Ooh, massive great slug. Right, so these two can go in the bin. So I'm going to create that. I'm going to use the red thing. And I'm going to put the red, that's going to be for the bin. Yeah, I struck as this, it looked quite a pretty rat really, but that looked up at me, just stared at me. I screamed and it ran. That's past it, that's going in the bin. That bulb is dead. You've got to be careful with reusing old soil because sometimes you get those bugs in it and they'll just kill anything. And they eat the roots and everything and cause a lot of problems. That's going in the bin. Come on, Emma, be ruthless. My husband keeps putting Efteling music on. I better not sing. What's going on there? Oh, because this was last year's amaryllis bulb. Oh, but it's rotted. Never mind. Oh, but the seat. That's interesting. I might bring that indoors and see if that's got any hope. Because I'm going to bring that in. Because if you look at it, let me see if I can show you on the video. Look at the roots. For those of you that know more about amaryllis than me, does it have a chance? I'll give it a go. Now this is my Patch Magic. It's a brand new one. Oh, a pot that's all broken into pieces. Put that in the bin. That's one of my nice pots. Do you see what I end up doing? Because I don't really kind of know how to tidy up. That sounds silly, doesn't it? But I don't. I end up just moving things place to place. That is the truth of it. It's got a lot of water in that, so let's pour the water. That was stuff from the other day. Ugh! Sprayed up and hit my face. And the water stinks. Oh, lovely. Oh, is that another privet? Oh, good. I'm going to grow that on and put it in the border. That's good news. I've got another one in the greenhouse. So now I've got another one for the gap. It's good going. These privets are actually quite expensive in the garden centre. But if you're lucky, sometimes you can just get one to grow. Yeah, I think I'll put this in the bin. It's all gone rusty. And I got it second hand. Don't know, I kept looking at it and thinking, what could I do? What could I do? But what I could do is put it in the bin. And hope I don't regret it. So my husband went and got my clippers for me. But I went and got the bin and then put the clippers down somewhere and I can't remember where I put them. I'll go and get them in a second. Right, so that's soft fruits and needs to be cut back. That's a tree growing in that. So we've got our whole chicken set up. I don't know whether we'll ever have chickens again. They're really lovely, but people think they are easy pets, and they aren't. They're not an easy pet at all, and they hide illness. So you often don't know that they're unwell until it's far too late. And then seeing something struggle is awful. And a lot of chicken owners dispatch them themselves. How you can do that when it's a pet? I just couldn't do that. Oh, that's good. Let's cut that. Oops. Try not to fall over. That'd make for good viewing.
So thank you for all your support on my channel so far. It's really nice to read the comments that you've added to my channel. Those of you that know me from my other channel, you'll know how much I like reading through all the comments. So I'm going to go through a couple of your comments now on one of my most recent videos. So the first comment that I'm going to read through is from the Down to Earth Gardener. Now, if you don't already follow the Down to Earth Gardener, I would recommend that you do follow her channel. It's a really lovely channel and she's got a really lovely accent. So she says, "Hi Emma, love seeing all of your seedlings in the greenhouse. Your lupins look so lovely and healthy. We certainly have our work cut out at this time of year. The plants seem to grow a mile a minute, as do the weeds. Looking forward to seeing your garden develop throughout the summer." Thank you very much. Celtic Cottage Life says, "Oh, I love garden vlogs. Beautiful. Blessings from Ireland." Nan Home says, "Hi Emma, the brown thumb is back to learn. It's Nan from North Carolina. My grandmother had an archway into her backyard. It was covered with beautiful thick honeysuckle vines." Oh, how lovely. I just love the smell of honeysuckle. It's so beautiful. Donna Sampson says, "Hi Emma, it's Donna again. I've spent quite a bit of time in the garden today. I'm in the southwest of England. I have a cold frame which I've started some seeds in. I've also been doing rose cuttings from a shop bought display of flowers which have worked. Oh, that's lovely. Keep up the good work, from Donna Sampson. Thank you very much, Donna. It's only really when I watch the video back, as I'm doing the voiceover, do I see how much I managed to get done. Because not only did I manage to sort of clear a lot of this section, I also cut back the privet a lot more than what I'd really realised. It obviously grown the last couple of years to quite a sort of significant degree really, so that if I did want to grow something in the cold frame, it'd be a bit of a struggle. But I am definitely going to move my cold frame over, but there's nowhere to move it yet because I need to clear everything in front of the greenhouse. So that's what I'm going to plan to do. You can see I'm also emptying a number of pots. The brown bin is so full. I hope there's not a weight limit. Usually I only worry about the weight limit for the green bin, but the brown bin is really heavy. So I'll put it really close to the edge of my drive, so it's not so hard for the binman to kind of pull across the road or start checking or asking questions. I haven't put anything in here that you're not allowed. There was a conversation on my channel before where someone said parts of the UK you're not allowed to put any soil in the bin. But I have obviously emptied some pots in here. I wouldn't fill the bin with soil, although that'd be tempting because I could get rid of all that soil that I've got piled up, couldn't I? But I think now that is very heavy because lots of things I've cut into such small pieces is really full. So the brown bin will be emptied on Tuesday.
Now, I've spent quite a lot of time on this so far. It doesn't feel like I've actually achieved that much, but slowly create more and more spaces. That's what I'm trying to do. A lot of the time I sort of like look round, think, right, where should I put that? I'm trying to put like with like, which is what many people have told me on my other channel. So I'm now filling my cold frame up. Not going to move it over there today because I can't anyway, because it's not the space. So that's why I've decided to do that. So mint. Oh, that's done well. It feels like God, I've knocked the root off, but that is a really strong. I thought it was a really strong foxglove. I'm not so sure now. Can never have too many foxgloves. And that looks like a very small Aqualecia. And that looks like a pot of weeds. Now what I am doing, I don't know whether you would have noticed on this bed up, but if I find any worms, I'm saving them. And that's because I'm going to create my compost bin again. And you need worms, slugs to get it started. And I'm not any time soon going to be buying any. Have in the past, I should say. Now the reason why I put them on there, you might have wondered that. That's because we've got the good old Dodderman. And actually, I really like them. I think their shells are beautiful. And by leaving them like that, then they're more likely to breed. Now, why, you might say, why do you want them to breed? Why do you want Doddermans in your garden? Because I want thrushes in my garden. And thrushes are on the decline. And they really like snails. Or as we call them, Dodderman. Don't ask me where that comes from. That's just what we call them. I should say in this part of England, if anybody's watching from the northeast or from London or anything else, they'll be saying, what on earth is she talking about? We don't call them doddermen, but we do. I'm getting there, aren't I? Sort of. In circles. And the reason why I've got quite a lot of these containers and things was there was a house not so far away that was giving away some things. And when I got there, they were giving away loads of things. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd love that, I'd love that, I'd love that. And I probably took more than what I actually needed. They were desperate to get rid of the stuff. I think they were clearing a house after like the granddad had died. The man was quite young with his girlfriends. Don't think they had any clue what they were doing really, just trying to get stuff cleared to then put the house for sale. I always think that's sad when that happens. You know, a garden that somebody's loved and then things just go into the tip. Guess that's life. Oh my goodness. Not even my chickens would eat them. And I better not talk about them because some of you don't like them. Goodness me. Not sure I want all these ones. Half stuck in and half stuck out. Ugh. Go on. Thinks it's been attacked. Oh, goodness me. Oh, just... Stupid thing. Go on. Do you want to go that way then? Just leave it like that for the moment. Just got a worm here. Whoops. Right, it's deciding to go the opposite way to what I wanted, but I don't think it knows what it wants to do. Stupid thing. Oh, that looks like it's cracked. Oh, that's my Doberman one. But if it's cracked, it's got to go in the bin. The bin part is getting bigger. But like with like, there's a container for this somewhere. So, Try not to smash more of the glass. I've got this one, I don't actually like it. I really don't like it. So I think I'm going to see if any family members would like it. Now this one is breaking up quite badly. Cracks all over it. What should I do? Should I do what you're telling me to do? I think I will. If I can get the soil out. Because little bits of the soil are falling out all around the garden. So my daughter at the moment is doing her homework, and the idea is she's going to get homework done. My husband's gone to the supermarket to get our dinner for tonight and for tomorrow night, because I normally, when I go to the supermarket, I don't get Saturday and Sunday's dinner. We never quite know what we want. So he's gone to do that. Has that gone through? Good. Let's put that one for the bin. Although my rubbish bin is absolutely full. Got any sun cream on, so I need to be quite careful not to get burnt on my face. My daughter said there's some girls at school went and played netball, and of course they didn't think this sort of time of the year they'd need, because they were out all day, they got burnt really badly, some of them, those that are fairer skins. Cool, I wish I had my chickens with all these worms. What's going on here with that one? It's another bit of rubbish. Some more pots. This soil's not even that good a quality. It's obviously living off the plant roots. This pot really is falling to pieces. So I'd like to show you what I'm going to do to start my compost bin. I don't think I'm going to get a chance today, unfortunately, unless I stop doing what I'm doing. You know how that's not wise. Wonder why they've come up blinds. Not sure. Pot feels like it's breaking. Bit of old string. Oh, that's clever. certain weed that spreads like wildfire, and I really like the smell of it. I don't know what it is, but I always like the smell of it. I'm not going to put any more soil in that bag, in that bin, in case the people that empty it make a fuss. Actually, I think I can start showing you how I'm going to do my compost bin, you know, because I've got so much here to get it started. I wonder if I could move my camera over and I could show you that at the same time. What do you think? So I'm not going to put too much in it because I need to move it from this area. So I'm not going to put too much in it because I need to move it from this area, okay? But what I'll do to start it off is I will get these old twigs that are here, and that will just lift the stuff from the base slightly. What else have I got in here? Oh my goodness me. I'm sorry for those of you that really hate slugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my goodness. My chickens wouldn't eat these, no way, because their beaks would get completely jammed. So I'm going to start just by putting some twigs in the bottom. In a sec, I'll get the camera to show you. Conscious of the fact that I am now digressing from what I was set out to do. Just to show you, so I'm just going to put them in there. I'm going to get more. That's going to be the starting layer. Now don't worry if you don't do it quite like this, because I've had great success where I've just thrown a load of stuff in. So I've got all these slugs. And look at these. And then I just lifted that up. Oh, some of them have now gone right down. This is absolutely full. So any sort of sticks really. I just lift them off, and also, I mean, they're right at the bottom, so they take longer to rot. As I said, you didn't have to do it like this at all. I mean, in the past also I have bought worms, and that does mean that, goodness me, compost, you get compost so quickly if you buy worms, and you can buy them quite cheaply too, like, I don't know, £10.99 for 500 or something. Ooh. I'm going to get some just general, I then tend to put soil in, so I could use some of this soil already, couldn't I? Then that'll be empty and I can put it in the bin. Oops. And the purpose of this is just to start it off. I mean, you could just start with garden waste and food waste, but this will just help you get started because you've already got worms in here. You see? And I've got those slugs. The slugs I don't want to put at the bottom of the soil. Now I'm looking at that and thinking maybe I should keep it. But it's really... it's sort of fallen to pieces. I suppose it's got a rustic charm to it. Or something like that. It makes me wonder what this these are living on. I guess sort of rotten vegetation. There's plenty of that in this area. I'm going to put them somewhere. Silly to keep that. Get rid of that as well. So this is already looking much, much better. Anyone know what that yellow flower is? I don't. But I like it. Wasn't that my part? Oh, that was rosemary apparently was in there once upon a time. I'm going to push that in there for now. Move that over there for now. And then now when I get some bits and pieces, I'm just going to start filling my compost bin up. I mean, I'm just trying to think how many years it's been. When did we get the chickens? It was lockdown. So it's been quite some time since I've had them. We've had them. It's lovely, absolutely lovely animals to have, but so sad when they die. It's like really, really upsetting. I know that is always the same with pets, but I actually told myself, oh, I'm not going to get, you know, too emotionally attached. But of course you do. And then one of them I chose. And she was absolutely beautiful. I don't know, every so often I think we could get more chickens. But the problem was the breeder sold them to us, the second ones we got, and one of them had a respiratory disease. And that then spread to the rest of the flock, which meant that every time their immune system dropped, we were basically, you know, they just got ill really quickly. It was really sad. So it was the breeder's fault. The little one's quite nice condition. Now, what's going on with this? Sunflower 2021, it says. I'm going to be left with things that have got various places to go. and I'm not going to know, well, I'm going to know where they go, I'm just not going to feel like it's as clear as what I want it to be, because I've given everything homes. I know what other people do, just whack it all in the bin. So I know that I often make life harder for myself because me trying to not put things in the bin. So I'm struggling to walk around here. So what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to move things to get more space. So the brown bin's full. So, oh whoops. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, if I can. It's going to be a bit tricky, I think. Need to get behind it and lever it. Not much space now. Oh, there you go. Oh, right, let's got that out of the way. Do you know, I think I should probably just put this in the bin, because if I give it to my father-in-law, I'm going to have to clean it all up. And looking at it, I'm thinking, is that actually going to work? It looks past it to me. So I'm going to set a new bin up there. And of course the other thing that I'd say is, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, a lot of these big containers, you think, oh, that'd be great for storing pots in, but they haven't got any holes in the bottom. So if you store pots in it, it's absolutely useless, because it just, oh, got a bee in my ear. It's no good, because it fills with water. And then you've got like, but this one is possibly a good one to put pots in, because it has got a hole in the bottom. So, oh, dear me, I can't put it over there because I've got no space over there either. I'm going to use this bit of plastic in the compost bin. That's why that's there. Right, let's get these things that are going in the bin out of the way. There'll be fewer things to walk around if I put the bin over here. Oops. And then at this point I decide that I didn't really want to do it at all. Because everything's chaotic. I don't know why this keeps growing everywhere. Now it looks like it's rooted grey. Pull the root out. I'll put this with the thorns. I will put this in the brown bin. My green bag here. Don't want to do is stand on anything. So I'm getting there. So I'm going to give that a pot away. I'm going to give that away. I'm not a lover of square pots. Wonder why that is. So I'm going to put them there, and then when I get a few more, that'll be all the ones that I give away. Rubbish. Feels quite nice soil. Gonna keep that and put something in that. My little bonsai pots. Oh goodness me. More stuff to sort. What's this? Oh, an old hoe. Don't remember that. Not the older tools so much better. The older tools lasted. Well, obviously not when someone's left them outside in the rain, but they're much better than the newer tools. Much, much better. No, I keep looking at that pot. It's filled with stinging nettles. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. More rubbish there. How are you getting on? That's got holes in the bottom as well, so I could put pots in that. Right, so that's what I was going to do, wasn't it? Now this got stinging nettles growing here. Let's see if I can get the root. So you can't get stung by the root, can you? So always get a hold of the root, and then you're fine. More rubbish. So I'm going to tip this over. No, I told you, didn't I? I've got my soft fruit here. I think it's raspberry. It's absolutely surrounded by stinging nettle. I'm going to get my camera a little bit closer so you can see properly. Stinging nettles. I knew it was going to happen. To dig out the soft fruit. Ah, here you go. It's a nettle. You can see if I just pulled it at the top, I'd have left loads of root. Oh. Luckily stinging nettles don't sting for long. Ah, there you go. No, has that become brittle? Come on, Emma. No point keeping a hold of things like that. That one's going to go to the bin as well. It's a lovely big pot, but I don't want bits of plastic breaking off into the environment. So I could use that one actually. Just got holes for drainage at the bottom. So I'm gonna take all this out, and then you can see all this nettle is stopping it from growing. Really? Trying not to damage the plant, that's the big thing. So we've got, this is all nettle, and I'm going to put that straight in the top of the brown bin. I don't want to keep hold of that any longer than what I have to. And then a lot of this is the old cane. Some grass and stuff around this. I'm going to move away. Don't want anything around its roots really. It takes ages to get stuff in where I live. I'm sure elsewhere in the country you can get raspberries really easily. For us, it takes years. So I'm going to put that in the middle of the pot. And that, I think, stinging nettle root. I mean, chances are it might come back. Probably will come back. But I've taken the bulk of it out. Now this soil's quite nice. I'm going to put some of that back around the outside. And that's where you might start a task or to tidy up or whatever. Actually, there's some stuff that you can't do. So although sometimes I say, oh, I digress, well, there isn't an alternative. Because if you don't do the jobs in between, you can't get on with the main job, if you see what I mean. I stopped the camera because my husband had gone to get some things from the supermarket. And he was talking to me about this, you know, that raffle I've told you about. Don't know if I've talked about it on this channel. Oh, another stinging nettle. Great. Yeah, I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel, but we've been working to raise money for charity, and by 8:30, we'd raised 3,800, which is fantastic. I'm so pleased. And usually that sort of similar event, well, they get about 2,000, so really good news. And that's good. Might do another little top up of soil on that. Absolutely. Got some soil and some bits. That's very poor quality soil, that is. And this one's got no holes in it. Oh, is that a worm? I'm not going to keep that one. That one's split. Right, more stuff for the bin.
So sometimes you'll probably notice I sort of look like I'm going around not quite sure what to do in order to be tidy up and kind of sort things out. Sometimes I do just find it hard to see what's kind of right in front of me, like stacking things and where to put them out of the way. So I have moved some things over to the left-hand side, but they will be moving from there. It's just the place where I want to put them at the moment is covered. So my whole vegetable plot, I'm going to move the herb pots to the herb section. There's quite a few sections that, longer pots that I had some vegetables in. I'm going to be getting rid of those, or all the soil in them I'm going to be getting rid of. And then I did quite a lot of weeding as I went along. There's a few pots here that have got bulbs in that have come up blind the last few years. Does anybody know that if they come up blind a few years in a row, is that it? Will they ever flower again? Because if they're not going to flower again, I might as well think about getting rid of them. And this piece of soil is not flat. And I was thinking, well, actually, I might create myself like a little patio here and create like a little sort of secret garden. Because although we've got this building at the end of our garden, which it was a bit upsetting to me because it used to be a flat roof and then they put a bigger roof on it. Actually, when I sit on my little swinging chair, it's completely private. I can just sit there, listen to the birds, and it's very relaxing. So I could maybe create a little bit where I could actually come and sit out here. I'll have to think about that. Any ideas, welcome. And I did decide there's two lovely strong ceramic pots, but I really don't like them. So they're going to be going. And then I end right at the end of the video, I give a clip to show you how it looks. Because although it still looks untidy, I did manage to get a lot done. And I've also got a big pile of things that can go in the rubbish. But as you know, my rubbish bin is completely full. So I'll have to wait until 2 weeks' time when the rubbish bin is emptied. And I was very pleased that I found my other clippers. I was quite shocked about that. I put them in my safe place, which is where the rain can't get in. I tucked them where some of my other pots are. And I also thought the water butt was an old one, but actually it's a new one and I need to replace the one on the greenhouse with the new one. So that was good. So thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you found my spring clear up interesting. Please let me know what you're doing at the moment for spring. I know I've got a lot more to do, but it's a good start for me, just really to be able to throw things out and start getting sorted. And I shall look forward to seeing you in my video again. Emma's Life in Norfolk. Bye bye.